The Shabbos before every Rosh Chodesh is known as Shabbos Mevorchim. And what we do is we say the Birkas HaChodesh, the blessing of the new month. And within the blessing of the new month, the request that we make of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the middle of the bracha is that we ask Hashem to give us a life, Chayim sheyesh bahem yiras shamayim v'yiras chet. We ask Hashem to give us a life in which we will have a yiras shamayim, fear of heaven, and fear of sin. And we continue and say Chayim she'em ben bushoch lima, Chayim shel osher v'chavod. We should have a life of osher, a life of wealth and honor, and then we return. Chayim shtehebanu avas Torah v'yiras shamayim. We should have a life in which we love Torah, and again, yiras shamayim, we should have a fear of heaven. So fear of heaven is mentioned twice in this tefillah, and why is that the case? So the Chavetz Chaim explains that the key to understanding why this yiras shamayim, the fear of heaven, is mentioned twice in this tefillah, in this prayer, is found in our parsha. How so? The pasuk says, "Vayihi Hashem es Yosef." Hashem was with Yosef. Vayihi ish matzliach, and he was a successful person. Vayihi beveis adonav hamitzri. That when Yosef was in the house of Potiphar, Yosef was successful. But first, before it says Yosef was successful, it says that Hashem was with Yosef. So, what do we learn from here? It explains the Chavetz Chaim that Yosef was Yosef HaTzadik precisely because when things were going well for him, it brought about greater yiras shamayim, greater fear of heaven, which is really contrary to what people normally feel. When things are going well for people, when people become wealthy, there are many times when people start to depend on their own wealth and turn less to God, turn less to their fear of heaven. Whereas Yosef, the more things went well for him, the more he said, there must be a greater reason as to why all this is happening. There must be a bigger reason as to why I was sent away and that I was tortured by my brothers, and then I was sold off to the Ishmaelim, and then sold off to the Mitzrim, and then brought down to Mitzrayim, and now all of a sudden things are great for me. So instead of pushing him away from God, this experience brought Yosef even closer to God. So that is the reason why, explains the Chavetz Chaim, when it comes to our Birkas HaChodesh, when it comes to our blessing of the new moon, we mention Yiras Shamayim twice. Yiras Shamayim first, the fear of heaven that we all should have on a regular daily basis. And then the second Yiras Shamayim after the request that we become wealthy and that we have honor. That even when a person becomes wealthy and succeeds on many different levels, that's the greatest challenge for a person to strengthen their Yiras Shamayim, their fear of heaven. And once they're able to do so, then they will certainly be successful, like in the footsteps of Yosef HaTzadik. May we be Zochem, may we merit in our own personal lives, that as we deal with the challenge of wealth, please God, we increase our Yiras Shamayim, we increase our fear of heaven, and continue to be successful. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a good Shabbos.